What's up, Charger fans? What is going on? Jake Silva here on Charger Syndicate. Yes, it has been quite some time, but I'm back and I'm ready to roll here as we get to discussing about what's going to be happening here against the Cleveland Browns in Week 9. Appreciate all of you guys for joining us here on the live stream. If it is your first time ever here up and on the channel, I encourage you guys, please. I appreciate all of your guys' love and support for the channel. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep you up to date on future and past live streams, videos, and so much more. Show off your high voltage in the chats, guys. We appreciate all of you guys here. Also, catch me on Roundtable Sports every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here on Roundtable Sports. And also, got a little sweet treat here for you guys. But all of us at Syndicate Sports, we have a very special treat here for you guys. But wouldn't you love to have yourself one of these amazing designed, customizable helmets? Well, you can. If you go into the link into the descriptions, with our great partners at Green Gridiron, is where you'll check them out to where you guys could end up going and getting your own personalized, customized mini helmet as well. All right? Details are all up into the description. They have miniatures, and they also have actual helmets. They have a lot to really choose from. Absolutely love mine. What a beautiful concept and what a beautiful design that it is with the visor. Super, super clean. But definitely get your hands on these as well with the link in the description as well. That is Green Gridiron is the name on it. So, all right, guys. So, we're going to be talking about it here tonight. I apologize for everybody. I apologize for everybody not having it at least quick enough to doing a recapping video against the New Orleans Saints. But I figured I would be back here up and on the live stream discussing about the Cleveland Browns. And this is going to be an interesting matchup, though. So the Chargers, they're sitting at 4-3, second in the AFC West, or third in the AFC West, right behind the Denver Broncos. You guys know that this is an important week for the Chargers because they want to change that. They want to be second in the AFC West. They want to get themselves closer into a position to where they could potentially be a playoff team. That's initially with what it looks like up and on the goal. And so there are lots of things to really kind of outlook and really just see with where the Chargers stand at from here. But I felt like this past week, offensively, in like the first half, did not play out as great as we thought. But come the second half, they played like an amazing team. They actually played like a capable scoring team, because right now the narrative that I'm hearing from a lot of people up on the outside is that they're all going for the Cleveland Browns because Jameis Winston's finally arrived. The Chargers apparently can't score touchdowns because the game against the Arizona Cardinals, and it's just like, what? It's one thing that I thought was interesting. Now, of course, there's going to be a couple takeaways from here, because there are going to be some guys that may be out. And that may be a very good advantage for the Chargers moving forward. But I've heard it from a lot of people. I've heard it from a lot of people on the outsides talking about the Cleveland game and thinking that Cleveland could end up beating the Chargers. They must not know exactly our defense. They really don't. They must have never known about how well our defense has been playing, since we are pretty much ranked as a top 10 defense already. Best scoring defense, a team that's capable of getting important stops when you know you need to, and they also are a team that hasn't given up more than 20 points. Not more at all. So the Chargers are in comfortable position from here. And this is where they need to take advantage of it, because I really do believe it's most important for them. And the other thing is, too, next Tuesday, I mean, besides it being election day, is also another important reason, too. Because this could definitely be the part where the Chargers can make a move, and they need to make a move. I've never truthfully understood it. I really didn't. They didn't make a move yet. I think from what what I've been told from a lot of people is that they are one of a couple teams that is they could be potentially sitting and waiting to see what happens come the trade deadline. There could be some cheaper options out there. And the Chargers are going to be prepared for it one way or another. And that's where we're really going to dig into it a little bit more here tonight. But if you guys are just joining in, welcome. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you haven't done so already, like, subscribe, hit the bell button, share it out as well, because we need to get more and more Charger fans here and involved so that they know what Charger Syndicate is all about. So appreciate all of you guys' love and support. And we're promoting this puppy out. Appreciate you guys. So the Chargers know that they've got a task in front of them. Now, from the last game against the New Orleans Saints, the Saints team you kind of already know has been playing like hot garbage. They haven't looked the same. They clearly look like a team that looks like foosgold. So that's what's hard about this whole thing. So I just believe that how the Chargers really acted up in this game, they cleaned a lot of things up and they really got things going. Because I was literally watching it and I'm like looking at a lot of these scores and I was like, how is this team winning 3-2? Why is this team reminding me of my old 9-to-5 job with this one? What is going on? So those were takeaways of mine. I didn't quite understand. I really didn't. I felt a lot like, and it was like usual every single week when it comes to Greg Roman, was why does it feel like we're playing conservative so early? Why does it feel like that this is literally getting here like this? But then things turned around. Things took a serious toll. And that's where I really, really liked the result. Did not look stingy. And by the way, how about our guy, Bradley Bozeman? He came away with a serious spear on one of the Saints defenders who clearly must have phone called Greg Williams and opened up the bounty gate again and tried to get Herbert hurt. But he said, nah, bro, I'm taking you out. You ain't going to injure my quarterback. Boy, was that a sight to see. It was really, really good to see that. I just am like, I'm so happy of the fact that we do have supporters for our offensive line. So this is going to help us to build confidence in this offensive line. We'll get to the injury reports as well. But I do think that the Chargers, you could see this culture change. This culture is changing massively. And I love it. I love the fact that we're finally getting a capable head coach that knows exactly how to build this culture. And he knows exactly how to shape this team. Because you could see it with every single player, top to bottom. Every single one of them. It's working. And so I'm beyond thrilled. And I'm proud of these guys. Now, the job's not done yet. So these are going to be these next 2 weeks are going to be very important for the Chargers moving forward. Because the fact that they're going into Cleveland this week and the next week they got the Tennessee Titans. You do realize that we have at least something to say about the Tennessee Titans after last year. Because that was one WTF game we should never have afforded to lose. So there's a lot to really kind of look into from that. But I do believe, though, that this Chargers team has, in fact, found it a bit of its niche. But they are missing at least crucial pieces. They need a receiver. They need somebody that helps to complement this wide receiving core. They don't do that. That's going to be hard for us to really kind of make the playoff spot, at least in the wild card. Because at this point, this team's defense is just too good to it not be a playoff team. That's what I don't get. But I know that there were posts about for the Chargers to go and get a wide receiver. DeAndre Hopkins was up and on there. Not there anymore. Now he's in Kansas City. Mike Williams is starting to kind of trend, but I've mentioned this before. I don't think it's going to be as serious as a jump as we think it is. I love Mikey Dub, but I think we kind of already have pushed that further away. So I don't know if that really would be an option. Deontay Johnson just got moved to the Baltimore Ravens, so they lost that opportunity. But T. Higgins is still available. Not sure exactly with what they may do because T. Higgins is doubtful this week for the Bengals. Then there's Cooper Kupp after what we just saw with the Rams, but I don't know if they may even move off of him either. So, and then this other one that I wanted to get into is apparently that the Chargers could deal Palmer by the deadline. So apparently Josh Palmer doesn't seem to be in the team's long-term plans and could be dealt with by the deadline from Tony Pauline. I mean, why? Is my only question. Because as of right now, the Chargers need an X receiver. They need somebody that could go up and get a ball. Because Ladd McConkey has such good separation and he has very good feet work that he's going to make this thing work. There's no doubt about it. But now this week, we have Quinn Johnston and we also have DJ Chark back. So we have these guys back, and that's going to really help out for this team moving forward. So we're finally going to, for the first time in our season, have all of our wide receivers healthy. Brian Stowe, bolt up, bro. What is up? Appreciate you jumping on by. But yeah, I just think that right now, like, yes, we need a receiver. We need weapons. We need anything that can help to get this team up over the top. Because this team's just too good defensively for it to be wasted. So, all right. So I'm going to show off here the injury report against the Cleveland Browns this week. And it's going to be pretty interesting here. So the Chargers side of things, Joey Bosa was limited all week, but he's close to a game time decision from here going into this week. And DJ Chark, by the way, with that groin injury, limited, but yet full Thursday and tonight, had and is now listed questionable. He's ready to return. Darius Davis, he's full. He's ready to roll. Will Dissly is full. He's ready to roll. J.K. Dobbins with rest. He's ready to roll. Morgan Fox had a full practice. He's ready to go. But the other one that does kind of hurt is Christian Fulton with the hamstring. He did not practice all week. So we're without Christian Fulton in this one. Then you have Hayden Hurst. He's ready to roll. Quinn Johnston, he's ready to roll. Khalil Mack off arrest. He's ready to roll. Ladd McConkey with the hip. He's ready to roll. Denzel Perryman, though, with a toe. He did not practice for 2 days, but was limited a day, so he's questionable on that. Brendan Rice with a shoulder, limited and did not practice for the 2 days. He's out. So Brendan Rice and Christian Fulton are both out. Stone Smart went to doubtful, did not practice with the ankle. And then Jasir Taylor, he's limited, but he's full. He'll be ready to go. That'd be huge getting Jasir Taylor back because at least we'll have another corner there to at least give us more options there as far as defense. So I'm happy of the fact that we may end up getting Jasir Taylor back. And at least with Christian Fulton out, it's not going to look as terrible because we still do have Cam Hart and we do have Tarheeb still. We have a lot of these guys that could come in at this point. The Cleveland Browns, though, I mean, they've had a long list of guys that were up and on this list. So Joel Bitonio, he's limited. Didn't have anything there upon him, but apparently he'll be fine. Grant Delpit, he was full. He's ready to roll. Mohammed Debaty, he is full. He's ready to go. Jerome Ford, he's full, ready to go. Myles Garrett's ready to roll. Shelby Harris is good to go. Ronnie Hickman is good to go. The only one that's out is Jordan Hicks, the linebacker. He's out with elbow and triceps. Kaliki Hudson with an ankle did not end up practicing it all Wednesday, Thursday, and was limited. He's questionable this week. Then Jerry Jeudy was limited. He's good to go. David Njoku was limited. He's apparently ready to go. Okoronkwo, the defensive end, he was full. He's ready to go. And then JOK, he's out. So both linebackers have now been listed out. So then there's Ethan Pocic. He's limited, but apparently he was ready to roll. Zadarius Smith was full. He's ready to go. DTR was full, ready to go. Juan Thornhill was full, ready to go. Denzel Ward, however, he's questionable. Not sure exactly what we may end up seeing, but if Denzel Ward is out, that secondary is not going to look good for Cleveland. So they might be hit in a couple spots. And then finally, Jedrick Wills. He was full. He's ready to go. So amongst this, the takeaways are two linebackers are out. Denzel Ward is questionable. Not sure exactly if this could be a game time thing, but he could be out. And then they get at least a bunch of their defensive players back. Like Myles Garrett's good. Okoronkwo, he's at least ready to roll. But yeah, they get some of their defensive players, but not all of them. So the Chargers really need to take advantage of that. But that's all going to come down to from how the state of the team, how they build upon last week's win. So this is important. They want to be the number 2 team in the AFC West. And that is the only way to do it is you really, really have to put on pressure. You got to put on all the pressure against this team. So defense has already been on lock. They have already been at this point where they have been on lockdown. But the thing, though, too, is that the Chargers, they ended up making a couple of moves from here. They signed back Sam Mustipher back onto the active roster off the practice squad. Not sure with that, but it is good to kind of have some depth to move around depending on how the interior offensive line is looking like. So, takeaways, at least from here, is Justin Herbert and a bunch of others. I have a couple audios to share with you guys. But I think it is important to consider the fact of what this Chargers team right now is going through, and they're already back up on the win column at 4-3, and what they need to do now each and every single week.
I think it's always about getting better each week, taking a look at what you put on film and making sure that you're learning from your mistakes, your corrections. And, I think we've done that. I think there's things that we've cleaned up each week, still a lot of room for improvement, still things that we can clean up. But, as long as we're learning from our mistakes, watching the film, getting better, and like you said, those guys having fun, I think our offense will go in the right trajectory.
So, of course, everybody's questionable about that offense, saying that I think
it's always about getting better.
They can't score any points or whatnot. But it's like we just scored two tutties with Ladd McConkey. If that's not already enough. So people don't realize exactly what this team is built upon. They're physical, man. They are. Bolt Casa, bolt up, man. Appreciate you coming on by. Rory, bolt up. What's going on? Browns giving up 37 sacks this season. Exactly. So Bosa needs a big game. Bosa needs a serious big game here in this one. And the entirety of the defense and the edge rush, they need a big game. You have to be able to apply pressure. So here was also, too, a couple of other a couple of other pieces of audios to really share with you guys as well. But this was Greg Roman, and then there's Jesse Minter.
I think we're starting to see, where we can go and what we can be, because simply time on task. Just like any job anybody does, the more you do it together, with other people, the better you should get at it, right?
So we mentioned about the offense being up and in sync, and here is what Jesse Minter mentioned about this defense.
Always have high expectations for the group, and just the way that these guys have worked and bought in and played together and done that since April. Felt like we had a chance to be a good unit, so things have gone good at times. There's been times where guys have had to step in and play roles, and the preparation of the younger players has been really big, I think. So the coaches have done a great job with all the players available. And so, just it's a week-to-week league, and so we don't really sit around going, oh man, here's where we're at right now. It's like, what do we got to do this week to try to beat the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland, as you know, they've been catching fire. Ever since that Jameis Winston took over this offense, of course, they've been catching fire. They came off an emotional week against the Baltimore Ravens, which was a big-time stunning win. I hope DJ Chark is 100%. Bro, no idea what's going on with Chark. Here's the thing. He's questionable, but from what it sounds like on the trend, he's going to be 100%. Now, I am also holding this thought on the back of my mind that if I find out this weekend he's not ready to go, this needs to be the opportunity, and this needs to be the time that Joe Ortiz makes a move. I think we're all tired of waiting, right? We're all tired of waiting on the opportunity and hoping that DJ Chark would be healthy. If he's not ready to go tomorrow, we're tired of waiting. You need to make a move, because there's not going to be much time. You got till Tuesday to end up figuring that out. And so we know come Tuesday, because the other thing is when sitting and waiting up on this, the prices only do get cheaper. And that's good for some teams. Now, next year, I did see the numbers. The Chargers are sitting 5th in spending cap with $77 million next year, which means that there's going to be plenty of options now to start going and getting some players at that time around. So I'm curious to see how this is. So if we beat the Browns, we are going to the playoffs. I agree. The other thing is like I said before, because these next couple games are important for the Chargers moving forward, because right now, like I said, you guys have seen me, and I know you guys were pissed as I was. The fact that we lose to the Arizona Cardinals on a Monday Night Football game and we just get conservative at the worst part, that's not the way that we wanted to start that whole entire 5-game stretch. That's the part that really pissed me off. And then the other thing is, they come away with a big-time win, 26-8 against the Saints. You have the Browns, Titans, Bengals, Ravens, Falcons before you get to the Chiefs on a Sunday night game. Like, you got to make a decision after this game in particular. You ain't got no time. So, correct, Jake. I'm assuming he's ready, because if he wasn't, would they have pulled the trigger on a trade? Absolutely, Rory. They would have pulled the trigger up on this just earlier than they should have. Because DeAndre Hopkins is now in Kansas City. How much does that piss us off? The fact that the Chiefs, they do business, and now they've got DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, guys, like my boy would say, wipe them feet. Wipe them feet, guys. Hit the likes. We got to get the likes up. Share it out with your friends, families, coworkers, whomever that you know is a diehard Bolt fan. Let's get them up here into the chats while we still have at least a couple minutes left here to go on this live stream. But that's where I know that the Chargers really need to do something up on this. And, I had this thought that here was it. The Chargers beat the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. I have a feeling there's going to be a trade come Monday morning. The trade deadline is November 5th. That's a Tuesday. That's on the same day as Election Day. So not only do I have to wait and see, like all of us proud Americans here in our nation have to wait and see who's going to sit in the big chair. But now I got to end up figuring out what the Chargers are going to end up doing by the time November 5th comes around the corner. Closer than you think. So there's not a whole lot of time. So it's it's interesting. But I feel like there could be a trade in place come Monday morning after Cleveland if the Chargers beat the Browns. And like I told you guys in some of these videos that I broke down, because I broke down Greg Newsome and David Njoku. Those are my two favorites I would like for them to pick up. Because Greg Newsome doesn't have a contract right now. He's a young kid at 24. I like it. And then the other thing, David Njoku, I mean, we have like Hayden Hurst is back up, but I'd have to see exactly how that works out. But David Njoku does bring a lot of physicality, and he's also a very good receiving tight end. I mean, that is a guy that I think Justin Herbert really can narrow down a very good connection with. But my thing is now is when I look at Mike Williams, he's starting to get to the point. He's starting to get to the point where he may end up getting cut on this Jets roster. Serious. Because as of right now, you had Devontae Adams and you have Garrett Wilson. They have a couple guys. But with this whole thing with Aaron Rodgers and throwing him up under the bus, I just don't think that Mike Williams is really worth trading for. I really don't. I love the history, but he's not worth trading for me. I really wouldn't risk any of our picks that I know can be important to us for someone that I know and we all know as far as his injury history is. I just won't do it. So I would rather pick him up if he's somebody that got cut off the roster. So I wouldn't do it. I just think it would be the idea. I think it would be. I would rather have David Njoku. I think we're solid on corner. Well, the only thing is because Asante Samuel, he's hurt. So it's not bad to at least have the depth up on it. But even if we don't get somebody from there, because again, I'm trying to figure out the matchup with as far as what positions that we know that we need to fill going into next season. Because the ones I can tell you would be running back, tight end, interior D line, interior offensive line. I mean, that would be the only thing on the back of my mind that I'm thinking about would be those. So it's going to be interesting, but I hope we make a move because I'm not going to sit here waiting and hoping that DJ Chark would literally be healthy. I'm just not going to be that guy to do so because if the Chargers are serious that they want to end up making the playoffs, and look, I've told people this is somewhat, it's a rebuild, but it's technically not. It's more of a retooling if you think about it because we have a competent coach in Jim Harbaugh. So to me, I feel like this definitely is something that is kind of along the lines of it, but it's not fully in the idea of a rebuild. It's not. I think it's more of retooling than anything else. So that's my That's my explanation for that. But this is where I know that the Chargers, they were going to be impactful in this type of season. So Justin Herbert, by the way, in the last couple games, he's looked very good. I mean, am I really surprised of a franchise quarterback? I knew he was going to end up doing some things that I know that he's capable of doing. Next year, we should have a solid roster. Absolutely, because with the amount of cap that we are there to spend on, it's going to be well worth it. No doubt about it. I think we'll be okay from there. So this game, it's about a 1.5 point spread. And the Browns in the last 5 games are 1-4, while the Chargers are at 2-3. So this is the Chargers' opportunity to really make an impact here. Because not only will it be that they need a win to move into the second spot, because Denver's got Baltimore this week, and you're hoping that the Broncos lose to the Ravens. That would be huge. But then the Chargers can be able to take that step to move forward. Because the Chargers right now are 2-2 against AFC West opponents. So this is their opportunity to do it. It really is. I think this could be a game that would be very interesting, considering the fact that Jameis Winston have a very good game. So I think the Chargers are capable of beating the Cleveland Browns. I am not in the point right now where Jameis really has turned this Browns team around. I think they look good and in an emotional win against the Ravens, but I feel like they could come back to earth against the Chargers. And the Chargers defense is going to be prepared for them. So my takeaway with this, guys, is I feel like the Chargers are definitely going to go into the trenches with Cleveland, knowing that they have the trade deadline on the back of their minds, knowing that they need this win to climb themselves up onto the AFC West standings. And they also got to move up with as far as their playoff picture is concerned. Because right now, there's only 3 AFC West teams. If the playoffs were to start tomorrow, the Chiefs are 1, the Broncos are 5, and the Chargers are 7. So there's opportunities to take advantage of it here. I do believe the Chargers are going to win this game. Lots of people don't believe that. But I think the Chargers defense is going to show what they're truthfully made of. And it's going to show on Sunday. So I will have more videos posted up for you guys as well just before the game. But my final score prediction, if I'm looking at this for the Chargers, I think it will truthfully be a 24-20 ball game. As close as it is. I think the Chargers come away with this win, knowing that they moved up on the standings, knowing that they've evaluated with what they have up on the roster, and they will be ready to add more. So get ready, guys, because this Chargers team means business. They already came away with a win against the Saints. They get them back on track on the win column. Now it's time to build it. It'll be time to build it, and just in time to do that against the Tennessee Titans, knowing that we got to come back at them after last year. So I'm excited for this one. It'll be interesting. But a lot of people are going against the Chargers. I've spoken to many people about it. They feel like, oh, this Chargers team can't score. Oh, this Chargers team can't see. They don't have a receiver. They don't seem to have a, like, I'm tired of this. Tired of this whole constant narrative that they ain't got nothing. We are not some sort of just doormat for everybody to just walk up on and act like, oh, they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing to show for. This is the opportunity for us to take advantage of it and to really show off and show out. So, who's all with me from here? I want to see your guys' high voltage up and in the chats, guys. I appreciate all of you guys' love and support here upon the channel. You guys are the realest ones. I appreciate all of you guys every single time coming into the live streams. Also, commenting on all of our videos and being there all season long for our LA Chargers. Appreciate all of you guys for being here tonight. If you guys want to get your hands up on this puppy that I just so happen to have gotten from our very good sponsorships at Green Gridiron. Okay, Green Gridiron. Link is in the description. They have so many different options here. Collectible mini helmets, collectible realistic helmets, whichever to choose from. It would be dope as hell to like literally have a realistic helmet so that way then I can come into the AFC West roundtable with that and just be prepared every single week I go in there every Tuesday. I think it would be dope and badass. So check it out for yourselves, guys. Green and Gridiron is the name. Check it out. Link in the description. You guys do not want to end up missing out on getting yourselves one of these miniature or realistic helmet collectibles as well. Appreciate all of you guys for being here tonight, guys. Jake Silva signing off on Chargers Syndicate. We got business to take care of. All right, guys. This is serious business for the Chargers. They do not want to go into a week against the Cleveland Browns and drop it and get pissed off again. There's no time for excuses. There's also no time to not make a move, especially with Election Day coming up on Tuesday. That is where we really have to see with what the Chargers do, and we really have to see what happens. But I'm confident in our boys. I do believe that we come away with this win against the Cleveland Browns. We have to shut them down. We have to make it so uncomfortable for Jameis Winston to remind him that we have a defense. We have a very good team. And we are not going to be the ones that people are going to basically walk all over like a doormat. Appreciate all of you guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll see what happens here up on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns, because the serious question come Monday morning, depending on whatever happens, but if this is a Chargers win, my question to all of you guys, as usual, that has been our battle cry to end this live stream. We come in Monday morning, the question I'll ask y'all, who's got it better? And I hope all of your guys' response is nobody.